Okay. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Today your seniors 2,2 and 3,2 they are writing their final exams. 2,2 they are writing their intermediate. They are writing their final exam today. First exam started. They already in the examination room. They are the first batch. Especially 3,2 they are the first batch is going to graduated by Mosa. That's the news I wanted to share with you all. Today, I'm going to start with Unit 8. Unit 8. Unit 8. It's introduction to applied research. Research, so many different research methodologies are there, but for health sciences, applied research is the one prominently used in health sciences. Apart from applied research, there are other research also there. Those who are studying education, they are studying education research. Those who are studying social sciences, they are studying social research methodology. Then those who are studying market research, they are studying business research methodology. Different research methodologies are there, but those who are studying medicine, applied research. More or less, the methodology, when you're looking at the course outline, the research methodology, not exactly everything same, but certain things that come same. All the research methodologies were applied in different fields, including health. So the area I'm going to tell, or the subtopic I'm going to say here, according to your syllabus, the definition of research you are going to study. Then how to select the research topic. The first one, definition of research. What is research? The second one, selection of research topic. What kind of research problems you are going to choose, how you are going to choose the research problem. That's called selection of research topic. The third one, problem statement and justifications. You selected a topic, but you need to justify why you have selected that particular topic. That is called problem statement and justification of the problem. Then the fourth one, literature review. So any research, you need to start with the literature review. So the literature review comes under fourth one. Literature review is common for all the research methodologies. Then fifth one, hypothesis, setting hypothesis and research objective. Sixth one, identification of variables or research variables. So sixth one, identification of research variables. Then seventh one, particular methodology related to your study. Then the eighth one, sampling size determinations, or you can say sampling procedure. The eighth one, sampling size determinations. Ninth one, data collection tool techniques. 10th one, pilot study. 11th one, data collections. Then 12th one, data processing. 13th, data analysis. Then interpretations. Then reporting and dissemination. So under Unit 8, Introduction to Research Methodology, definition of the research, selecting research topics, problem statement and justification, then literature review, then hypothesis and objectives, then identification of variables, methodology, sampling and sampling size, determinations, then data collection tools and techniques, pilot study, data collection, data processing, analysis, interpretations, reporting, and disseminations. These are all the subtopics you are going to study. Not everything today, at least up to literature review, we are trying to cover from today's class. Maybe tomorrow we can see the remaining portion. And the learning objective for this unit. What I am expecting from you to today's class. End of this class or end of this unit, you need to understand the concept of research. What is research? You should understand the basic idea behind the research. To understand the concept of research, then you can able to identify your area of research interest or research problems. You are going to understand what is research. Based on that understanding, you need to identify your area of research interest, or you can say research problems. Then you need to understand, you need to be able to understand various stages of research process. The one I explained, there are 14 steps. So you understand the each and every steps of or stages of research process. Each and every stages you have a connections. When you are finishing the statement of the research problem, then you're supposed to go for a research objective. Then from the research objective, you need to go for a hypothesis. There is a interconnection between different stages. So you need to understand various stages of the research process. Then I'm expecting you to gain knowledge about the practical aspect of research. This is the 4 learning objectives I am expecting you to understand. I hope you have some knowledge about the research. I believe you have some knowledge about the research. Research, literally speaking, when you are looking at the English definition, the meaning of English, the meaning of the dictionary meaning of research, when you are breaking research, research. What you are going, what the literal meaning of research? Research. You are searching the unknown facts. You are searching the unknown facts again and again. That is called research. Research. You are searching the unknown facts again and again. That is called research. Research. So the in terms of technical in terms of technicality, the process of gathering information for the purpose of initiating, modifying, or terminating a particular investment or group of investment. Or you can say, instead of saying investment, you can say the health problems. The process of gathering information for the purpose of initiating, modifying, or terminating a particular research problems. That is called research. In simple term, research means again and again searching the truth or searching the unknown fact. There is a fact, but people are not knowing that fact. You are as a researcher, you are going to search that particular fact through using a scientific methods. Searching the truth again and again, find out exactly what it is or what is there inside. That is called research. So this research, the research means in other simple words, it's a research means careful or diligent search, careful searching of facts, you can say, or you can say studious inquiry or examinations. Studious inquiry or examination, that also called as research. Or you can say investigation or experimentations aimed at discover and interpret the facts. Or you can say revision of accepted theories or laws in light of new facts, or practical application of such a new or revised theories or laws. For example, everyone knows the family of Charles. Everyone knows the family of Charles. Because the Saas family were found out during 1960s. The Saas families also included COVID. People know COVID even 1960s, but the COVID which comes recently, it is a new one. It's a new one. So they were included. It comes in a same family, but it comes with the new dimensions. So that new dimensions were included with the existing knowledge. So any studious inquiry or examination is called research, or you can say investigation or experimentations aimed at the discovery and interpretation of fact, the revision of accepted theories or laws in light of new facts or practical application of such a new or revised theories or laws. Or you can say collection of information about particular subject, collection of information about particular disease, collection of information. That information is supposed to be the new one. If it is a old one, you are going. If it is it's a existing theory, you are revising, then it is going to be the research. There is an existing knowledge, you are adding the new one, then that is called research. What you are asking? What? Do you have any question? Hello?
No.
Okay. Then you can say different meanings are there for research. Research refers to a search for knowledge. In simple term, research is about to search for new knowledge. Then research means a scientific and systematic search for particular information on particular topic. Research is art of investigations. The purpose of research is to discover answer to the question through the application of scientific. My simple understanding about research, some facts that are between you as a researcher. The facts are not, you are going to search and find out. That is called research. The things which you don't know, you are going to find out the answer for that one. That is called research. Other people are not knowing that fact, but as a researcher, you are not knowing that particular fact. You are searching that fact for the sake of yours. That is also going to be a research. So the unknown fact, which known by the researcher, it is called research. I hope it is with the basic understanding about research. Now, we were moving to why we were moving to next slides. Why do we need a research? What is the purpose for doing? Wait, I'm adding. So the purpose of doing the research. The research deals with the problems, attitude, and opinions. So the research, with the research, we seek to understand things behave the way they do, why people act in certain way, or what makes people buy the particular product. Or you can say, to understand the knowledge, understand the existing problems and attitude and opinions of the participants. So the research is about to understand the problems or attitude and opinions of the particular individuals or group of individuals. Research is about to understand the problems or attitude or opinions of the particular individuals or the groups. So in simple terms, what we are doing in our research work, we are attempt to seek answers to the questions which we developed. So from the information you collected from your respondents, that is called data. The information you collected from your respondents, that is called data. Through the data, you are generalizing the particular answers. Maybe the answers given by a group of people. From that answers, you are making a generalized statement. So these are answering getting the answers or getting the data from the purpose of why we are doing this is to identify the new knowledge, or you can get your, I'm saying, you are getting your degrees. This module, when you are doing a degree program, it emphasizes every degree students, they are supposed to do a research. That research will give you a degree. At the end of the semester, everyone joining degree program, they are supposed to do a research project. Without research project, you are not eligible to get a degree. So there is a purpose. There is a need for that research. If you want to get a degree, you need to do a research. The same way, if you want to know certain new fact, you need to initiate a study, research study. That study will give you answers. So the purpose of research, it's vary from person to person or different groups. As a student, for you, the research, mostly the academic research, it will give you a new knowledge, as well as it will encourage you to get your degree. Apart from this, different purposes are there. If an NGO, they are doing a research, they may be raising public opinions. They want to raise a public opinions. They are doing a study, that from that study they are making public opinions. For example, I hope you can see from social media, maybe people were asking about the opinion of the followers. For example, last 2 weeks, 2 days before, after the president address to the nations, some website I found, the president's willing to open the churches. Is it right or not? People were asking some questions to the readers. So the readers were answering the questions. If they are accept, they say yes. If they are not accept, they say no. Why people are putting this kind of question? They wanted to get a public opinion through their questionnaires. That itself is a research. So the research basically to identify the problems or to understand the attitude and opinions of the individuals. So when you are doing these things, for academically, you are enriching your knowledge. You are also getting, through enriching of your knowledge, you are getting your degrees. At the end, enriching your knowledge, you are producing research projects. So that will make your study, effective and getting graduations. There are definitions I mentioned in your detailed notes, which given by me earlier. Here I am quoting one particular definitions about research. Research is a process of asking questions. People are joining. Research is a process of asking questions and answering them in an organized way through a survey or an experiment. It is a process of asking questions and answering them in an organized way. That organized way, it's considered as a scientific way. So this, it's a process of asking questions and answering them in an organized way through a survey or experiments. It involves examination of limits of knowledge, then assessing what is known up to that point, then it also defining unanswered questions, then devising a way of answering them in an organized and meaningful way. If you are a researcher, any research, these are all the different ways. But as a researcher, you are the one who is going to define what is research based on your experience. Within the capability of every thinking person, you are going to define. For me, I just want to do a general research. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know certain things. For example, why many people in Zambia, they were allowed to eat sima? Why people of Zambia, they love to eat sima? Even though you are cultivating rice, even though you are cultivating maize, you different pulses and crops you people are cultivating, but people are eager to eat sima. That's for me, that's an unanswered question. If I want to know, if I want to understand exactly the interesting factors or the motivating factor which behind in eating sima, if I want to find out that answer, then that is going to be my research problem. Maybe, for example, I will give you another example from health. As of now, Kafui and Lusaka is the hotspot. Kafui and Lusaka is the hotspot for coronavirus. Why these two cities were considered as a hotspot? What is the source of infection? This I don't know. Still, I don't know the source of infection for corona, especially for Kafui and Lusaka. So, if I want to know the source of infections, I need to find out who is the first infected one, how he spread the infection to others. So, I need to find out source tracing. I need to find out the source tracing. So source tracing itself is a research. I hope you are getting my point. Any unknown fact or upgrading existing knowledge, that is called research. Identifying that updating knowledge or unknown factor, you are going to, through a process, you are asking questions and get them answered in a organized way, either through your survey or either through your experiments. It involves examination of limits of knowledge or assessing what is known up to that point. Then you are defining unanswered questions and also devising way for answering them in an organized way. So everything were done through the capability of every thinking persons. So if you want to do a research, there is a process. The process I mentioned in this slide, especially this applicable to applied research. This research process slightly differ from the social science research. The steps I given or the order I given under the slide, it may be vary from subject to subject or researcher to researcher, but the most formal researchers were following this one, especially the basic and applied research were following the above the below mentioned categories. The first one, I hope this one is very important. This is going to be the sometimes I am saying it's a key questions. If someone is taking the question, they should not leave out this this part, especially the research part should not be left out. So the first step supposed to be formation of the topic, the area of research. That's supposed to be the under the research process, formation of the topic, or you can say the area of study. That is going to be the number one. Then setting the hypothesis based on your formation of the topic. You supposed to do the hypothesis. Setting the hypothesis. Third one, conceptual definitions. Develop conceptual and operational definition for your research. Maybe you are studying a cholera. So cholera, it will maybe the person who affected. You are defining something based on your study. The definition were used by others. They used their own, especially the operational definitions. How you are using the general definitions into your study, that is operational definition, conceptual definitions as well as operational definitions. Then fifth one, gathering data. How you are going to do the data collections. Then how you are doing the analysis. Then testing, revision of hypothesis. Then conclusion and iteration if necessary. This is common.
Sir, you're too fast.
No. This will be explained later. This is just I am explaining. These are all the steps. These steps going to be explained one by one. Next slides we are covering the formation of topics. Don't worry about that one. These are all the steps are there in research process.
Yes.
So formation of topics, hypothesis, conceptual definitions, operational definitions, gathering of data, analysis of data, test revision of hypothesis, conclusion, iteration if necessary. These are all the common research process were applied in your research work, especially in medical research? So I'm giving you a in a chart form the research process in a chart. The one I explained here, it's a kind of an improved version. It's mostly used in any research methodology. If it is a social science, if it is a applied research, if it is a business research, or if it is a natural science research. This is the method. This is the research process applied in almost all the research methodologies. So the first one, I already explained the defining your research problem. That's the first and foremost step. It is followed in almost all the research methodologies. So defining research problem is the first step. Which area I'm going to study? Whether I'm going to study the cholera infections, or I'm going to study chikungunya, or I'm going to study corona. So you are going to specify the research problems. Once you set it up the research problem, next step supposed to be review of literature. The review of literature, it's about review of the concepts and theories. So when it comes to applied research, you are going to define your concepts, theoretical concepts as well as practical definitions. That's what you are going to do it through review of literature. Review of literature, it is about reviewing the existing studies done by others in relation to your topic, in relation to your research problem. So review of literature, review of existing concepts and theories, then review of previous research findings. You are going to do it two different aspects. If you are doing applied research, you are doing reviewing the concepts and theories which already there, and also the previous studies which directly close to your research problems. So the ultimate idea behind review of literature is to find out the research gap. The end result of review of literature is to find out the research gap. What are all the knowledge already generated in your topic? What are all the knowledge already generated in your topic? The area which is not covered by any researcher. That is the one you are going to take your research work. So through your review of literature, you are going to find out the gap area exists in your study. So the third one, formulation of hypothesis. Based on the research gap, you are going to formulate a hypothesis. For example, the person, I'm giving an example from the current corona. Initial thought, corona affects mostly elder people. Am I right? The initial findings were came from China. It says corona mostly affects people who are above 60. But now it is contradicted because the different type of coronaviruses were spread across the country, across the globe. So the initial L virus were affecting mostly the elder people. So if I wanted to study, that particular aspects, I am supposed to set corona affecting elderly people. This is my assumption. Hypothesis in literal term, hypothesis is about assuming the fact. It is not exactly the right one or wrong one. You are assuming the fact. That is called hypothesis. You are assuming your statement. So end of the research, your assumption is going to be true. End of the statement. Initially you are assuming some facts. Sometimes this fact is going to right, sometimes this fact is going to be wrong. So initially you need to assume your hypothesis. After data collection, after the interpretation, you are going to say this hypothesis is right or wrong. So the third step is going to be formulation of hypothesis. So once you formulate the hypothesis, then you need to set your research design. Then the fourth step, it's supposed to be setting the research design. There are 4 research designs were commonly applied: descriptive research design, applied research design, explanatory research design, experimental research design. Different research designs are there. If you are doing a laboratory research, then it's supposed to be the experimental research design. If you are describing a particular health issue, then it is going to be the descriptive research. So according to the study, according to the nature of the study, you are going to set the research design. So this research design, which include setting the sampling procedure. How many individual I am going to do the study, how I am going to generalize using the sampling procedure. So research design, it includes setting the design and also sampling procedure. So once you set the research design, then you are going to do the collection of data. Then you are going to do collection of data. So that collection of data also going to different types. Most commonly used types are descriptive and analytical, especially in applied research. Applied research, you are going to do it descriptive study as well as analytical study. But in general terms, mostly the data collections were done using qualitative and quantitative methods. Quantitative, it's talking about numbers. Qualitative, it's talking about exactly the description of the problems. So there are 2 types of data collection methods were commonly used: qualitative method and quantitative method. So based on the study, you are going to choose either qualitative or quantitative. So then once you finalize data collection method, then you are going to, if you are going with the quantitative method, you are going to prepare the interview schedule. If you are doing a qualitative method, then you are going to do some interviews or focus group discussions. You are going to choose based on the data collection method. You are going to choose the tools also. So once you finalize the tools, then you are going to implement or you are going to commence your research work. So that it includes collection of data. So you are going to give the questionnaires to your respondents, then they are going to answer the questions. So that